Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Welcome to All Things Social Security. I am Stephanie Joy, the attorney at Joy Disability. Welcome to the channel, and I hope you enjoy the video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Welcome to All Things Social Security, the Friday Fraud Law Review, which is really the Red Friday Fraud Law Review. So it is dedicated to all of our deployed military members who cannot be home with their families like most of us can be. So I like to take some time out to dedicate this to them every Friday. And for the rest of you working humps out there, join the club and keep at it. And if Friday is the last day of your work week, God bless. And I hope you have a wonderful and safe and relaxing weekend. And for the rest of you that will be working through the weekend, which is probably largely me also, keep the chin up and know you're doing great and keep the faith. Okay. And try to enjoy the weekend a little bit anyway. I'll get a little of that in also for myself. All right. So we are talking today about some fraud in Louisiana. So this one, I think maybe the next one, are representative payee fraud. I love that they're putting little tags on these so you can kind of know what area of fraud it's in before you jump into it. So this is Franklinton, Louisiana. It says on, ignore those dogs if you hear them, everybody. This lady was sentenced, so I'm going to say her name. It was Barbara Augustine. She is, oh my gosh, she's my age. She's 59. I mean, I'm about to be there any day now. Franklinton, Louisiana. It turns out is getting 3 years of probation, which means no jail time, right, guys? Ordered to pay restitution of $43,000 plus and a whopping $100 mandatory special assessment fee, according to the U.S. Attorney. So what happened here? Let's see. It was on April 7th, they tell us, that the Department of Justice announced the creation of the National Fraud Enforcement Division. I give high kudos to that. I think everybody on both sides of the aisle should give that. And I hope that nobody tears that down once we have a change of administration. The division is tasked with investigating and prosecuting those who commit fraud against the American people. The department's work is to combat frauds. Their work to combat the fraud supports the president's task force to eliminate fraud, which is a whole of government effort chaired by Vice President Vance to eliminate fraud, waste, and abuse within the federal benefits program. So they keep this really short and sweet with regard to Augustine, but they note that she had previously pled guilty to theft of government funds in violation of Title 18, United States Code Section 641. And according to the Bill of Information, beginning on or about November of 2018 and continuing until in or about May of 2023, so we're talking 5 years, Ms. Augustine knowingly converted to her use SSA monies belonging to the United States, to which she knew she was not entitled. They're giving us no details, guys. I bet you we could look it up in the newspaper. I wonder if I should do that. Augustine fraudulently obtained the $43,000+ in SSA benefits by failing to report her son's incarceration to the SSA. Which allowed her to continue receiving benefits on his behalf as his representative payee. Okay, so I'm just going to touch on some of the law behind this, guys, just so you know. When we're incarcerated for 30 days or more, we are not entitled to that month of benefits. When we get out, we can reinstate our benefits. But when we're in there, because you have 3 hots and a cot, you're not a dependent now. You're kind of a ward of the prison or whatever, of the state or the federal government if you're a federal defendant or a federal convict. So that's when they shut off. I had a couple consults on matters of this kind, one of which was the individual, and it was, when I get a call on this, it's from the healthier parent or brother or sister of this adult who has an understanding of their adult family members' mental health struggles. Sometimes it's a drug problem. Sometimes it's flat out mental illness like schizophrenia, things of that nature, where it's been, it's uncontrolled and the medications have not been keeping it stabilized, or they stopped taking their medications and therefore became unstabilized. And there was one that it was a nice result to the consultation, because we learned and determined that and was able to get the proof that, not that I got the proof, I just directed him to, what he needed to seek. Get the proof that each of the in and out prison or jail times, I think it was jail, were less than 30 days, and they were sporadic, and then he'd be back in and back out like these things tend to go. And so the whole thing got to continue, and all of those benefits that they cut off and said would be owed back if he was still, still going to his bank account, we're able to get that erased. And finally, he was back in a better place and continuing to get his benefits, and they weren't offset by any supposed overpayment from before. And sometimes it's just, this might have been a free consult, actually, which I don't do generally. But here you have family members trying to help an ill person who's literally can't help themselves at all. And the family member's not obligated. They just, they try to do the best by their very, damaged sibling or whatever who cannot help himself. So it was definitely my privilege to do that. But anyway, yeah, if you're gonna go to jail, just remember that your benefits will, if you go long enough, are going to be cut off. Pardon the dogs. And there is some exclusions for dependents getting theirs. So if you have children that are receiving a dependency benefit and you go to jail, that may not interrupt theirs. So that's a good thing. All right, that's enough for that, guys. That would be far more interesting of a story if they gave us a little bit more of the meat. So I think I might have to tap them on the shoulder and say, come on, make this a little bit more detailed. Maya. Sorry, that's the Bernese. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great weekend. Thank you again, military. Love you guys. Bye.
Thank you for joining and taking a listen to this video. If you have any questions that relate to this or anything else with regard to Social Security, disability, retirement, SSI, etc., please do feel free to post it in the comments below, even if it's not necessarily related to this video. And I will see them. And if it's something I can do a video on, I will be happy to do that. If you are looking for representation in a current battle to prove that you are disabled, whether you have applied yet or not, and ideally, if you have not applied yet, that's when we like to come in and start from the beginning and do our wonders. You can go to joydisability.com, look up to your left, and there's a little link for a free SSD evaluation, and we will take a look at it and let you know one way or the other. If you are looking for a consultation, not representation, or you can't get representation for whatever reason, or it's a non-representational type of issue you need to review, you are more than welcome to order a prepaid consultation. It will be with me personally, and that link is on that same page, joydisability.com, but over on the upper right. Anyway, thanks for staying tuned, and I hope to see you every day, 9 a.m. with our little video shares or live Q&A if you want to join me live on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.